So just record to the computer. Excellent. So good evening and welcome to the introduction to the Breakfast Club. My name is David Talbot. You can follow me on Instagram at my handle, which is I'm David Talbot. So you can find me on YouTube as well to watch my previous videos. Also my group, which is Life Shift Society as well. So thank you for jumping on this call today. So I'm going to cover the Breakfast Club, which we publicize a lot in the Academy, and it's a great way for you to learn about how the Breakfast Club works. I use it a lot within my team. It's a great way for new members to learn how to place trades as well and to take part and know how to use things, which is really good because it's a great way for you to develop your skills. And if you like that strategy, you can continue doing it, or if you want to try something else, then it's a great way for you to move on to try other strategies as well. And I'll discuss that a bit later. So if you can hear me and everything well, can you put a 2 in the chat, and then we can start. I'm ready to go. So I just want to make sure everyone can hear me. So if you can put 2 in the chat, thank you, Shah. That is brilliant. All right, so excellent. Thank you very much. All right, so let's begin. So what the agenda is I'm going to talk to you about how to access Bas's sessions on the Go Live. So I know a few of you are new today, you joined today, which is amazing. So I want to go through that so you know how to use some of the platform today. I can add in other little tidbits. If you say, oh yeah, David, can you cover different things? I can do that as well. There's the pivot tool, which is available. I can talk to you about that, which Bas uses throughout his sessions as well. So I'll go briefly onto that. Risk management is key, and it's always good to know about risk management. Placing trades, understanding keywords, and also the Infinity tool, which is coming out soon. Personal development, so if you do want to develop your skills, you have some personal development as well. And I'll show you some of the pivot settings if you do consider to use pivots, and other supporting apps and other educators you may be able to follow. So to access the sessions, it's very easy to do. Now, we have a platform called Go Live, so some of you might have used it or haven't accessed it, but it's a great tool. Now, Go Live, I call it the Netflix of trading, with over 130 educators on there. So to access it, you can go to golive.im. What happens is you're presented with your login, and you put your username and your password in, the username that you registered with and your password. Once you're there, you can scroll down and select FRX, which is Forex Education, and you choose Forex Advanced, and you can find Bas in the list. If the actual image in the middle when you're watching the video is like this, then it's not live, it's a previous recording. You need to make sure that when you're watching his sessions, he usually comes on around about 6:30. If he runs a bit late, you'll be able to catch up and use the Pip Talk app, which I'll show you a bit later, so you can get notifications. It's like a messenger app, so trade educators can let you know when they've done a trade or they're running late or things like that. So it's a great tool. I use it a lot just to check and see where Bas is, which is great, and it's helpful not just for me but also for everyone else as well. So you can do it there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a quick live demonstration. So this is the IM Center. You can do it this way, or if you can go to golive.im. So I'm just going to go to golive.im like so. So you can, many different ways you can access it. You can type in golive.im, or if you go through the IM Center, there'll be a link there where you can access it, and you can go to the IM Center, to the Go Live. So when you log into im.center, American spelling, you'll see it says Go Live there, which will take you to this website. Now this is Go Live, like I said, the Netflix of trading. You'll see many different educators on there. The top ones are here. But what we need to do is you need to scroll down to FRX, so Forex Education. So if you bought the Forex Education package, you'll be able to access Bas in the mornings and so forth. If you bought other packages like higher frequency, which is binary, or digital currency, you won't be able to access that unless you've got the elite package where you can access everything. So when you click on FRX, like so, it will open up and load up the page like so. So you can show you all the different educators. So if you're new to the Academy, you'll find some basic educators there as well. So if you want to see some basic educators, there's one what we do recommend is quite friendly with part of the MA Finance Academy family. So if you go to basics, you can use Ralph. He's very good. I've watched a few of his videos over the weekend. He does live sessions there. For Bas, you go to FRX Advanced. So it's always advised when you're going through and you're doing Bas that you watch your 100, 200, and 300 series videos in the Academy. If you're new and you don't know what I mean about the 100, 200, and 300 series videos, when you go to the IM Center and you go to Academies, like so, you'll see the Learn Forex Trading English, and you click on that, and you'll see the 100, 200, and 300 series videos. So you make sure you watch these videos here and follow the education, which is really good. And then later on, I'll show you where you can find the bootcamp videos, which is a combination of all these videos for you to digest over longer, like 1 hour periods, which people have said that they find it very helpful. So when you find it on Go Live, you put Forex Advanced, you scroll down to the bottom, and what you'll find is you'll find Bas right there. There he is there. And you just click on him. You can see his different times. So you can see there, that will be 6:30 UK time. So if you click on him right, so he will load up and you'll be able to see him. If it is like the following screen, it is not live. So it needs to be like a play symbol where you'll be able to see him and experience him. So it's going to look like this and so forth. So you can access his sessions, which is really good. So Bas uses a pivot tool. So pivot tool uses lines and different lines and so forth. So for example, if I show you right now, there we go, bang, there. He uses the pivot tool, so I can see one of his previous sessions. So all the sessions are recorded. So this was today, this was yesterday, and this was Monday. So you can see the dates in there, the duration of the sessions as well. So you know what you're doing, you know where you are. So say, for example, if I click on this, for example, like so, and it opens up, you can watch a previous session. So if it comes on like this with a picture of him and a play symbol, you know what to watch. So when it comes to Bas, I'm just going to mute him. He uses a tool called the pivot tool. Now the pivot tool has different lines, and these are support and resistance lines. Now with the support and resistance lines, you have the S0 and you have the R8. So it's basically the support and resistance. So when you're going through your education, if you're new, you'll understand about the support and resistance. Now these are like zones. So what happens is, if for example, prices reach this point, it is oversold. So it will head back that way. So it's more likely about 75% chance that the price will reverse back and going for a buy. Same for the R8, it will basically be overbought and reverse back and go down for a sell. So Bas uses these and he teaches and talks about these in the morning, so you can understand what he means by this, which is a great way for you to learn. So I'm just going back to my presentation. There we go. So you can see here, they also have a -1 to -3 or +1 to +3. So you can see when price has reached the R8, if it continues, then it will get like a 90 to 95% chance it will reverse back. If it reaches the plus, it's more likely to come back really high. So it's got a very high point where price will reverse back. You learn more about this as you go along from time to time, and especially for your education. Risk management. So sometimes one of the things that we always talk about is risk management. So when you're coming in and doing trading, it's important to understand what I mean by risk management. So it's always good to know what we mean by lot sizes. So if you're new to the academy, you might not know what lot sizes are. And this is a great opportunity for me to show this to you on the phone, but also on my whiteboard as well. So what do I mean by lot sizes? Lot sizes refer to how much risk you're doing. So for every £100, you've got to risk 0.01. Now, what do I mean by 0.01? Now 0.01 means the for every pip, so so every time you move a pip, point percentage, you would basically, I call it like little steps, you make 10p per pip. So it's like little steps and movement of price. So for example, if you're 0.01 and you did a 10 pip trade, let me just show you right now. I'll just get the whiteboard up. There we go. Show you right now. So for every, so 0.01 means 10 pence. So if you did a 10p trade, 10 pip trade, it would mean you'll make £1. If you had £1,000 in your account, you could be able to do 0.1, which is £1 per pip. So you'll make £10. If you did, for example, had a £10,000 in your account, you could do £10 per pip trades. Now, the added advantage of that is because the larger your account, the more, it's still 1% of your account you're risking. So you're not risking a large amount. And because Bas does around about 5 trades with big stop losses, it's always essential that you do this. Can you follow Bas if you're using a different strategy? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can do a different strategy. So what I would say is, what he always advises is that you don't have too many trades running at the same time. So I have situations where people have had, they've done the trades with Bas and not realized that they need to have a maximum of 5 trades running at the same time. So because Bas has a big stop loss, so his risk to reward is not, some people might say it's not the best in the world, but he does that because it gives a trade a lot of room for your chance to reverse. So with Bas, and I'll show you right now, he has 2 stop losses. So he has a daily stop loss. Now, a daily stop loss gives you basically a result today, positive or negative. So it will, if it hits that, you're out of the trade that day. But he usually have a big stop loss, and that means that he gives the trade room. So when he's doing a trade, and I'll show you right now, he might do it where this one's going down for a sell. He might do it up to just above the R8. So he leaves a big room for it to reverse and come back down. Sometimes from often you do have trades that do hit that big stop loss. So it's a risk that you do take. And when you do a lot of trades with him, you will build up your account. So sometimes it does counter the loss that a big stop loss makes. Which stop loss should we use? It depends on what you feel, or how you feel, and how you are. So for me, I use the big one because I'm happy to see red. I don't mind seeing a negative number. And it's something that if you're new to it and you're not used to seeing something negative, you might be like a bit squeamish that you're okay about doing a daily stop loss, and you don't mind seeing it hitting that and taking a smaller loss, then taking a big one. I remember being in a trade for 8 days and it reversed back and came back and hit take profit. The one thing I always advise people is that when you're doing trades, and if you're in profit and you're happy with the amount, don't be afraid to close the trade. That is one of the things that you always should feel, that you shouldn't feel like you need to wait for the take profit. If you're happy with a figure, and many of the educators do say that, feel free to close the trade. Yeah. So with a big stop loss, do you put an expiration on it, or will it do it automatically? Now, with a big stop loss, there are no expirations on it. So there are pending orders where you can put an expiration on it. So if they don't activate, you can put an expiration on those. So with a big stop loss, you can say, for example, move that stop loss. If you think it's too big for you, you might move it a bit closer after time and so forth. And I'll talk to you about that when you do a trade and you're in profit. You want to put it into a risk-free, and I'll explain to you what risk-free trade means. So it's a great way for you to do that. So yeah, so when you're in a big stop, when you're noticing the big stop loss, it does go, if it goes in the opposite direction to what you're doing, you can do that. So you choose between them, not big, both big. Bas does, I mean, maximum, he would say maximum of 5 trades that you can do with the big stop loss. You just got to be careful, because obviously that's what he means about the risk management. Try not to over leverage, try not to do try not to do more than you should do. So that's why he says a maximum of 0.01 lots for every 100, because if you're doing the big stop loss and you over leverage, you could blow your account, because if it goes the wrong way and you're basically over leverage, you could basically, it will close, the broker will close your account because you're going to blow your account. So to minimize the losses, that's why the whole risk management thing is important. If, for example, you had £200 account, and many of you might have a demo account with £200, your stop loss will be 1%, which will be 0.02. Now, the added bonus of this is sometimes Bas does 2 take profits, so you can split that lot size, so you can have 2 trades in there. So if he does do 2 take profits, he could do one. You could do one with 0.01 and another one with 0.01. Now that means that you are still risking 1%, but you've split that trade up, and you've made it easy on yourself, because you can make 2 take profits. And I'm going to explain to you about moving your trade into a risk-free point as well. So when we look at keywords and key things, it's always important. So when Bas does these trades, he does say certain keywords like I am buying. Now, I am buying means that it's a market execution buy trade. So he says, I'm buying ADUSD. So, for example, let me just show you right now. Here we go. So I'm going to show you right now. And there we go. So I'm just going to get my reflector up, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing. There we go. So I'm just going to cast my phone onto your screen. So as you can see, you've got my phone here. And if I go to my MetaTrader 4, now you'll see here, these are all the currency pairs that are available. Now, if you can't find the currency pair that he suggests and mentions, what you need to do is you click on the plus symbol, and what it will show you these different folders. Now you'll see Forex miners, and if you can see in there, you'll find some currency pairs in there for you to choose from. There will also be some Forex majors and so forth. Majors are USD pairs. So you can see AED USD or Euro USD or USD CAD, GP USD. These are majors. So they're there. The minors are other currency pairs. So if you don't see one, you just click on the plus symbol, and then you can find the folder. And if you use the iPhone, you'll see a little green icon next to it, and you can click the plus symbol and you can add that currency pair like so. So say, for example, he said, I am buying AED USD. I don't mind, I'm going to show you how I'm doing this. So what will happen is, Bas will basically say, I'm buying AED USD. Now what he usually does is that when you're doing a trade, he outlines how many pips the trade is and gives you the take profit. So when you're looking at your phone, you see here you've got a lot size of, I've got a lot size of 0.01. Now, if I've got a £200 account, which I have, just over 200, I can do a trade of 0.02, because 0.02 is 1% for £200. Now, say for example, he did a trade with 2 take profits, and does that sometimes as well. So let me just quickly show you. There we go. So I'm just going to show you right now. There we go. So if I show you right here, we just find a trade where he did put 2 take profits. There we go. So let's see, he's done one there. So he did one today. So I'll find you a trade. I can show you an example of that, give you an idea. So if I go to today's one, or I can go to another day, there we go. So 2 take profits means that he might do a short one with like 12 pips and another one with 30 pips. So you just do 2 trades there that way. Now that's a great way for you to make some more profit. and also expand, so you can expand and take some more profit as well. So it's really good and advised if you, when you have a larger account, you can do that. So let me find another trade. I think this was another education one. So you couldn't find one there. So let me just try and find. Here we go. So here, you can see here that it has 2 take profits. Now, if you had a £200 account, and remember, if you have anything large or large accounts, so for example, I have a £200 account. Now I would do a 0.01 trade, and I could do TP1. So what Bas does is that he gives you a trade, and this is just a pending order one. So imagine this was market execution, for example. I would do 0.01, and then I would type in the take profit, and then what would happen is once you've typed in the take profit, you would select buy. You would select it buy or sell when he tells you. Then you would basically modify that trade, and then you would type in the stop loss. So he can give trades with 2 take profits. If you've only got £100 in your account, I would advise people just to do take profit 1, because then you can build up your account gradually and do that way. I'll explain to you what these pending orders mean and so forth, and what he means by closing the trades at the end of the New York market. Okay, so let me just minimize that. So, for example, I'm going to put in, you'll put in the take profit. So I'll just do this one for now, like so, 0.657. This is an old trade, but it's my demo account, so I don't mind. And once I do that, I press I'm buying. So I put that in there. It's invalid at the moment because it's not proper, I can't do the proper trade. So let me just create one for now. So I'm going to say I'm buying, I'm looking at a number like so. Let's do 0.66145. Okay, that's a higher number than this here. I put I'm buying, I'm in the trade. Okay, so I'm in the trade right now, and then what you would do is you would basically press down on the trade like so, and it will give you modify. Now, those are on iPhone. When you press down on the menu and you press down and hold down on the currency pair, it won't say new order, it will say trade. So you will have something different, okay? So you have something different like so. So I'm in the trade at the moment, and then I would modify it and type in the stop loss that is given to me. So he'll give you the daily stop loss, which is the one that gives you a result today, positive or negative. Positive being you're in profit or you hit take profit, negative you hit stop loss. The big one, which is bigger, it may run a bit longer and it will go over, so they might go over a certain time. Okay, do you use both of the TPs and place 2 trades? Only when you have a larger account, then you can do that, because you can be able to split the lot size. Remember I said that I have a £200 account. I can split my lot size from 0.02 to 0.1 and 0.1. If you had a £500 account, for example, you might do one trade with 0.02 and one trade with 0.03. The higher the account, the chance for you to split it and make it smaller and split it across and do both TPs, which is okay. So I'm just going to make up a stop loss, because obviously this trade on here is not valid. So 66, let's see, 65 and 65850, for example. Now I've put that in. I've got that there. So lucky for me, my trade's in profit, which is great. So you can do that. So for example, you have, you say I'm selling, similar sort of concept. When you're going in for a trade, you'll say I'm selling. So it's a market execution trade. So your market execution, I'm selling. So you go to your currency pair, you find it, you find the currency pair, go I'm selling, Euro AUD. So I'm going to press down on it. We'll say new order or trade. And then you'll type in, make sure your lot sizes are correct, and market execution. You type the TP in and you select sell by market. And then you modify it, like I said before, and you do that. And when you talk about pending orders, now pending orders are trades that don't happen straight away. So as you can see, and I'll show you right now. Let me move this out of the way. So he'll do buy stops and sell stops. He won't do buy limits and sell limits. But the thing is, you will see buy limits and sell limits when I put some trades in the Telegram group. When you see some trades from me from there. When it comes to buy stop and sell stop, now buy stop means that basically a trade it's on its way up, but you're predicting you want it to get to a certain point before you enter it. So what will happen is the trade will be lower and it's moving up, and when it hits that point, it will activate that trade and then continue to go up. Similar sort of thing with a sell stop. The trade is coming down, but you're waiting for it to a certain point. So when it comes to that certain point and activates that trade, you are expecting it to continue to go down. And that's what that does there. Buy limit and sell limit, these are two different ones. Where you're predicting for a trade that is commonly going down to hit a certain price and reverse back and go upwards. So you're going for a buy. And same thing with the sell limit. It's going up for a buy, but it hits a certain point and you're expecting it to come down. You'll notice that with there's some of the trades that I put in the Telegram group, there are buy limits and sell limits. So that's what it means, because you're expecting it to go in the opposite direction to where it's going to at the moment. But Bas does buy stops and sell stops. So for example, let's get one on the screen. I'm just going to do one right now, and you can see how it's done. Okay, it's pretty straightforward and simple and easy to do. So let me just get my phone back on the screen, and then we can get through this. So yada yada yada, there we go. So if I'm looking at this and I've got a buy stop, so I'm looking for a currency pair which is like Euro AUD. So I'm looking for Euro AUD, and I'm looking, there it is. If I can't find it, plus symbol, Forex minus. I press down, new order or trade, and then you see what it says market execution. When you tap on that, you are presented with a menu. These are your pending orders. So remember I described them just a minute ago. So when you see buy stop, for example, there it is there. What will happen? The option for a price appears. Remember I told you, you want to basically you want a certain price for it to activate. You want a certain point. So that's what the price means. So when it reaches a certain point, that price is where you want it to be. That's where you want that trade to activate, which is amazing. So what I'm going to do is, I've chosen this one so I can do this. So you can see here, Bas puts that at this price here. Now, the added advantage of these is that you can take your time with the pending orders. You don't need to go in and then edit it and put the stop loss. Because they're pending orders, you have time. So say, for example, I'm just going to lost connection with that, so I'm just going to bring it back. Go. Oops. Let's just get it back. There we go. There. So when you are doing that, so I'm going to put the price in. So here's the price. So the price is 1.71581. So I put that in there. Now it gives me a take profit. It might give a take profit 1 or 2, and you can do both on there. They are pending orders. So I'm going to put take profit in there, 1.71581. And I'll put a stop loss in as well. So I choose between one of the two stop losses, and you do it that way. When is it too late to enter a pending order? So when you're watching the live sessions in the morning, it's not late there when you're doing those sessions. So always good to do those sessions there, and you know when you're doing it. When you're getting ones from the Telegram group, I always say to people, when I send those trades out, please do them within 5 to 10 minutes. I do check them out and see if you don't miss them and so forth. They will take a bit of time to activate, but you should be able to get into them within that time. So you give yourself enough time to go into them. So with the Breakfast Club, Bas does them live, so you can put them in. And one of the conditions he does say, and I'll show you in a second, 757. I'm just doing this for example. I might do the daily stop loss in this one. Now, once you put it in, you can select place like so, and it's done. So that trade's placed, and you can see it's in a pending order state. Now you can modify it, for example, and change it there. Now it does give you an option for expiration. Now the problem with the expiration and the time is that there's a time difference on this, for example. Now what I do is I always set an alarm that goes off at 9:45. Now Baz does say the end of the New York market. So when you're doing a trade, and he said the close all pending orders at 4:45 p.m. New York EST, so 9:45 p.m. Now I would advise it because it's his trades. Some of the other trades that I send out, some of them go over, so it's fine. But mainly his trades because it's based on analysis that he's done for the day. Some of the trades that I put out via Telegram, they go over, they might activate a few days later. I think one of the trades that I did put out last week activated yesterday in a trade. So you can see I'm going in the red now. I want to just get it back into the blue and I'll show you what I mean when it gets there. Good. So 9:45, I set an alarm on my phone and it goes off at 9:45 p.m. and I just say, okay, this trade didn't activate, so I'm going to click on it and I'm going to delete the order. And you just do it that way. And you can just delete it like so. If it's at a certain point in time, you can delete the order. So you can just go there and delete the order and you just delete it and it disappears. So you can do that at 9:45 p.m. So that's helpful for you. Let's minimize that. Excellent. So we've got that there. Now, we're going to do some bit of maths. Go on to the next bit. Moving stop loss to break even. Now, what do I mean by stop loss to break even? Sometimes Baz gives you two trades with like big TPs, take profits. So you remember I just showed you earlier, one we has there with 30 pips. Now, when a trade gets to about, for example, 15 pips, you want to protect that trade. You don't want it to reverse back and then go into negative. You want it to basically either you can close that trade out in profit, or you can move the stop loss from a negative to break even. Now, break even, what I mean is your entry price. So to do that, for example, when you look at the trade and you entered your trade like so, so you can see here, for example, here's my trade. This is my entry price. So you can see here, this is my entry price. And this is the price where the market is currently. So my entry is here, and this is where it is marked currently. So what you need to do is, I need to work out, I'm doing a big trade, and I need to work out what is 10 or 15 pips. So for example, I'll just use the example that's on the screen. So to work it out, you'll use some old school maths. This is sort of thing. Now what you need to look at, we're looking at a sell, but I'm going to look at what if it was a buy, for example. You ignore the last number, it's a pipette, so you don't need to count that one. So you ignore it. So you see I crossed it off. So what you do is, you can see here, there's a unit and there's a 10 and there's a 100. So what will happen is, when a trade is a unit, you've got 10 and 100. So say for example, I need to know if it reaches 10 pips, if it's a buy, I would add 1 to this, because that's the 10. So it will be 0.87626. So when this price reaches that point, I know it's 10 pips, and then I'll modify my trade and move it to break even, which is my entry point. And if it's 15 pips, then I know I have to as well. So I have to do that. So for example, this one, if it was a buy, I would add, for example, 5 to that bit and 1 there. So I add those so I know I can make a note, and I'm going to show you an app where you can put notifications in, so don't worry. Because you're thinking to yourself, do I need to sit there and watch all these trades to make sure that it hits that certain point for me to move to break even? Luckily for you, there is an application that I use and I always advise people to use, so you don't need to sit there and watch trading. The point of all you trading is for you to get loads of time freedom. So what happens is, you see here, I would add 5 there and a 1, so 6, 7 on top of that. Now, if I was going for a sell, you would subtract the figure. So say, for example, here is my entry point. I want to find out what's 10 pips for a sell. So I would subtract the 1 from the 5, because it's a 10, which would give me 0.87426. But if I was working out 15 pips, for example, then I would need to subtract 5 from the 2. But obviously I can't do that. So I need to do old school maths. You take 1 away from here and you add it there. So it'll be 12. And then 12 minus 5 will leave me with 7. Because that's already taken 1 off there. It will leave me with 4. But I need to take away 1 from the 4, which will leave me with 3. Very old school maths. Don't worry. I've just gone through that with you so you understand it. Like I said, this is being recorded so you can go back and modify it. So if you see a trade is in profit, it's made those 10 pips, for example, you would move your trade up, move the stop loss up to break even. So I'm just going to show you how I would do that on my phone, like so. I'm doing this trade, for example. So you can see on my phone, my trade's in profit. It is currently 2 pips in profit. So you can see here, here is the 4, and so this has gone to 3 pips. It hasn't made much room, but it's still ready. So it's 3 pips. You can see, ignore the last number, pipette, unit, 10. 10 is still the same, but the unit's changed. It's gone up 4 and 7, so it's gone up by 3. So it's 3 pips up. So then what I would do is I'll modify it. So those who have an iPhone, you need to make a note of this price here, okay? Those on Android, you have an added bonus. So when you go to select it, press down on it and modify, you will be able to see your entry price here. Unfortunately for those on iPhones, it doesn't give you the ability to see the entry price. So then what you would do is you modify it, you click on it and you'll type it in like so. So then I'll type in 66.042 and then I'll select modify. Okay, and then once you've done that, it will save it. I haven't done that, I'm not doing that because I want to wait for it to get to 10 pips. So I'm going to show you a notification. All right, so you've done that and that's excellent. You've worked out how many it is for 10 pips and 15 pips. Now, let me explain to you, there's an application that you can use called Call Levels. Now this app is amazing, okay? How about covering spread when you're breaking even? Yeah, you can do that as well. Some people do that. You can do, for example, if you don't want to do break even, we do stop profit. So you might move it up a bit by 1 or 2 pips to secure a bit of profit. So it does pull back. It will hit you. It might hit your trade and you can leave with some profit rather than hitting break even and leaving with nothing. Sometimes people don't move it. I like the 15 pips because you're giving your trade room. So when you have 15 pips, if it does pull back, it might not hit your stop loss, which is at break even. So the trade will continue going down. So you can do it that way. I use the app Call Levels, which is an amazing app. It's easy to use, and I'm going to use it for my trade. So I'm going to make a note of my trade that I entered in, and I'm going to put a notification for when it hits 10 pips, and I've gone for a buy, and it's AUD USD. All right. So these are great tools, great advice, and great tools that you can use, not just for the Breakfast Club, but for in general when you're doing other sessions as well. So when you're learning and using these tools, they are great. I use it a lot because the whole point of trading is getting that time freedom. So you can see here, I've got a trade, it's running. I want to know when it hits 10 pips. Now I'm going to get a notification like so. So I need to go to my Call Levels app. So here we go. So I've got Call Levels. You can download it from your app store. So I'm going to go here and it opens up. So I've got another trade, another one I did from last week. Let me delete that. There we go. I'll show you how it works. So I've got the Call Levels app. You see there's a little plus symbol. So I press that. And what I do is I click on Forex. This works best with Forex because when it comes to things like indices, it doesn't have US 30 and things like that. Crypto, it does have, but we use it for Forex, which is pretty straightforward. Now, the trade that I did and it's on my phone is AUD USD. So then what you do is you select the currency pair, like so. And I'll select AUD. and like so. For example, if the USD, you were doing a USD one, you could just click the swap button and it'll switch it around. So AD/USD. I'm going to click on next. Now I'm going to type in where I want the trade to be. Let's see where it is. Currently, I think it's just reversed back. Nope, still in profit. Excellent. So it's about to hit. I want it to hit. Well, no notification for 10 pips. Now I entered in on 0.66042. So I'm going to type in. It's a buy. So I need to work it out. Now it doesn't include the pipette. So it's on 0.6604. So it's not include the pipette. So I want to work out, for example, 10 pips. So I would click on it, and it, for me, it's 0.66 instead of the 0, because the 4 is the unit and the 0 is the 10. I would remove the 0 and put a 1 in and do it that way. Here's my notification. So I add a note to it and I say hit 10 pips, move stop loss to break even. So I even just make it easy for myself to see. Hit 10 pips, move stop loss to break even. And I set it and it's done. Now what will happen is it will do a notification to say, yes, it's hit 10 pips. You've got to move your stop loss to break even. And then you can see my previous hit list. You can see ones that have hit, they'll activate. You'll get a notification on top of your phone or come on your screen and it'll tell you, yeah, you hit stop loss. Move your stop loss to break, hit the notification where you want it. So you move your stop loss to break even or so forth, and you do that and you protect your account. Then you don't need to sit there and watch the trade constantly. You can give yourself time and you make it easy for yourself. So you can see here, done that, and so forth. So my trade's in profit and everything else. Like I said to you before, do not be afraid to close your trades. If you're happy with the profit and you're just happy with the amount, just press down on it and then you can close order and you can see close with profit. You can do it that way. If you're in a minus, you close with loss and do it that way. Nothing stopping you with the trade. One of the biggest issues when you're trading is greed, and also knowing how to deal with trades as well. That's one of the things. So you need to know yourself. Are you happy? Are you happy with what the amount? Are you on target? And so forth. I remember doing a trade today and I was like, you know what? I'm in a risk-free trade. I moved my stop loss to break even. Now I could close a trade in good profit, or I could wait for it to hit my TP2. Now I made that decision to wait for it to hit TP2. And for me, I was lucky enough, the trade carried on and hit TP2. So it's down to you to know yourself and how you're trading. If you're new to it, then you can do that. But you can develop your skills and also take your time. So it's a great app, All Levels. Bas uses the Ichimoku Cloud. That's a versatile indicator that defines the support and resistance, identifies trend directions, that provides trading signals. Now it's a great tool. I use that sometimes because obviously I do pivots with like Bas. I use it as a great tool for me to see where to gauge the direction of where a trade is going. It's a great thing to use when you're learning, you're developing. If you do want to consider doing pivots and you're doing Bas's strategy, it's a great tool you can use and have as well. So great. It's great. I'm watching this trade because I want to show you the notification that's going to come up because it's literally 1 pip away. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to leave that trade and let it run. So placing trades like I showed you earlier, you can just on iPhone, when you press down on the currency pair, it says trade. On Android, new order. Once you've done that, you can see here, you can choose from obviously market execution. When you tap it, you'll have the pending orders like so. You can click on there and you can see lot sizes, the stop loss, the take profits for market execution. You have sell by market and buy by market. Pending orders, you would get basically the price and obviously they can put a stop loss, take profit, but you'll place the trade because it's a pending order. There we go. Now, Bas has a tool called the Infinity tool. This is what he uses in sessions. It's a great tool. We're waiting for it to be released. It's been some time. because of the lot of the back office, I am awaiting to sort any problems because they've been doing loads of updates. Once they're done, a lot of new tools are being launched and everything else. They're waiting for everything to be sorted. So his tool is very easy. It's got a major line and a minor line. And when you're going for a buy, it's got to be green, green, green. And you can see these two major and minor lines need to be under the cloud. And you can see the Ichimoku Cloud is green, so it's going in the right direction. And then the entry line needs to be above the cloud for that trade. And same, the reverse in for a sell. Red, red, red. These two need to be above the cloud, and the entry one needs to be below for you to enter. And you can see how many pips you can catch with this strategy. And you use the pivot lines to help you plan out where you want to put your take profits and so forth. So it's really, really good tool that I enjoy using and looking out for. Watching Bas, I like the pivots. So I can't wait to get to use this tool. Bas has a Facebook group, so you can look for the Infinity group on Facebook where you can join that as well. In terms of personal development, you can watch Bas's sessions. You can watch them previously and other ones as well. So let me show you how to get to them. So there we go. So you can go to his favorite sessions and access his previous sessions. You can see where he talks about his Theory 1, which is what the Theory is using at the moment. There is Theory 2 where you can access that through pivots. So if you do have the pivot tool, you can learn about Theory 2. He mainly focus on Theory 1. But you can see his past sessions and you can watch them as well. That's why I said they record everything, which is easy accessible for you to use, which is amazing. And there we go. So that one as well. So that's great. There's also another educator who uses pivots who's really, really good. She's an amazing educator. Her name is Lee Allen. Lee Allen, with pivots, if you want to access her sessions, you would need to purchase pivots to access her. And also, like I said, the Infinity tool Bas has will be coming out. There will be additional, I think, $10 on top of the normal pivots. But you'll gain that back very, very easily if you know how you develop the skills of using pivots. But like I said, if you purchase pivots, you gain access to Lee Allen's sessions on pivots. Lee Allen's on channel 14. And what she has a favorite sessions, which trains you how to use pivots. So there's Pivot 101, and there's like different sessions, Pivot 101, and she has day 2, day 3, and day 4. And then once you know how to do it, you'll be able to use pivots as a great way. Now, if you attend the Breakfast Club, are you able to trade with other educators? And are there other sessions similar to the Breakfast Club? Yeah, you can trade with other educators. Be careful, don't overtrade. I always recommend that if you've got maximum 5 trades on at the same time, so try not to do it. So one issue I had with someone, I said to him, don't overtrade. And when some of the educators do trader-thons, and he tried to trade every single trade and he blew his account because you have too many trades running. When they go into drawdown, your account go into a massive negative and you could basically lose all your money. So you can trade other educators, and there are other educators similar to this. I'm glad you said that because I'm about to go onto that. So don't worry, I'm going to show you some other educators you can go onto at different points in time in the morning. And you don't need to just do the Breakfast Club if you want to. Now, there are other educators. So if you got pivot settings, basically it's all preset. So if you want to do the pivots, take a screenshot of this and do that. And also I will share this video and my previous ones you're able to access. So you have the settings here like so. So let me just quickly move on. Like I said, different applications. You have the Core Levels app, go live. You can watch it on the move on your phone, but the IM Academy app as well. Now, the IM Academy app, let me quickly show you it. It's a great tool. So when the IM Academy app, if you've got your subscription, you can load it up. There's a tool called Pip Talk. Now, many of the educators mention this. It's a great tool, and you can see all the notices and information from this application. Soon they'll have all the education videos on there, so you can watch it on the go. But you can see there's an option for Pip Talk. Now, Pip Talk is where the educators leave you messages and notification. So when you find the educator that you want, you can tap on them, So you can see I've got Baz there. You can tap on them and you can subscribe to them. And what will happen is you'll get notifications when the educator sends you a notification. So you can see I've got Lee Allen. You can see Baz has sent one out as well in the mornings. Let's go. There we go. Here's one with Baz. I can tap that notification and it will tell you what he's doing. But you can find the educator of your choice, subscribe to them, and they're great. So even Manny puts, if you're doing Manny Quinones, he puts his trades in there as well. So it's a great way for you to subscribe to them. You can see their trades and notices. You can see when they send them information. So you can tell you, see, like so, when they're trading, when they're not. So see, Baz will say, I'm running 10 or 15 minutes late today. So it's a great way for you to know that, oh, you haven't missed a session. He's just running late. It's a great way for doing that. So I love Pip Talk because I get my little notification and it tells me if I'm late to, if he's late to a session or he's cancelled a session or so forth. You'll get that information. So as you can see, the trade's coming there. So don't worry, I'm in good profit. I'm happy, but I'm going to show you anyway how we move stop loss to break even. To answer your question, here you go. So we have many different educators at different times. So you don't need to just trade with Baz. I use Baz as a great training tool for new members in my team, just to learn how to place trades, learn about moving stop loss to break even and so forth. When you become more confident, you are able to move on to other educators as well. So like I always said, when Baz does his trades, he has trades where he does that big stop loss, where he has a massive, like up to 200 pips stop loss. Now, we don't want you to over leverage and do too many trades at once. So I always say, if you're going to do a few trades with Baz and you want to do trades with other educators, then be careful how many you're doing. If you've got 5 trades running, don't put any more trades on. Don't over leverage, don't overdo things. There are other educators. So you've got Dr. Kathy Kirkland, who does that ECC 11 strategy. It's very fast, very quick. It's a scalping strategy. Sassy does a session on this every Sunday, and it's powerful, great session. We have recorded sessions, so you can go back and watch it, where she goes through and describes that strategy. We have Kevin Serrano. We have a session with him tomorrow. Des will do that. So great for you to see his strategy. Him and Dr. Kathy Kirkland do London payouts. So they trade the London session. So you can see their times. So 8 a.m. and 10:30. They have a great high success rate of 92% last quarter. So between January and April, they made 92% success rate in terms of their trades. Lee Allen is on lunch times as well, similar to Baz, uses the pivots. Great, very calm, easy to watch. Great educator. You have Kimberly Torres and Luke Longmire. They trade gold, US 30. These are a bit more advanced. I traded with Kimberly Torres. Very positive person, very active. But for some of these, you do need to purchase extra packages for, so Gold Cup to access this session. But also like Dr. Kathy, you need Fabretto, Web Analyzer to access hers and Kevin's, and also Ballet Granville as well, who's a great educator as well, and a friend of the Academy. So you don't need to purchase extra packages. Now, to get these extra packages, you would need to go to your back office and go to the shopping cart, which is easy to access and do. So you can go to, see here, you've got back office, like so. And when you're in your back office, you'll be able to access it. So you type in your details, like so. And then from there, you go into your account and then you can see your shopping cart, like so. When you go to your shopping cart, you'll be able to access and purchase more products. So here you go, the Web Analyzer, and you find the one. So you've got to buy the add-on, which is London Payout, but also you've got to purchase the Web Analyzer as well. If you've got the Web Analyzer, you do that. Now I've got the Elite package, so these are extra add-ons on top of my Elite package. I'll purchase that. If you've just got the Platinum one, you have to purchase the Web Analyzer, and then if you want to do London Payout, which is Dr. Kathy, you can just pay an extra $10, and then all you need to do is scroll down, say yes, and click on the order, and you can get it. So it's no problem whatsoever accessing that. Manny Quinones does his trading. Great educator. He's brilliant as well. So you can access his sessions. His ones are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 3 p.m. but he switched up his Tuesday one and Wednesday one to institutional market execution trading with harmonic scanner. Very, very, very profitable. Now this is at 12 noon. He does it for about an hour, hour and a half, so 12 noon to 1:30. Like I said, very profitable. I did his trade today. I did more than my target for the day, and it was great because then you can trade institutional. What I mean by institutional, you're trading like the banks. So he's a great educator. He's got Tim Trades, who's very, very good, and that's a good one to watch out for in terms of educator. And when you're trading institutional, those trades are very quick. It means they're over quickly and so forth. And Manny's like one of the top 5 educators on the platform. So it's great for you to learn from him and develop from him as well. So we've just come to the end of this presentation. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them now if you've got any more. But if you're happy and you're done, that's great. Des is going to be doing a group launch at 9:30 p.m. So those who are new, if you started today, you can go and see Des as well. Okay, so great. Can you do breakfast club and day break, or is it depend on the numbers of trades? You can do both, but be careful. Like I said to you, try not to over leverage. Try not to do too many trades. So if you've got 5 trades already running, don't try and do a 6th one. Try not to do a 7th one, because I don't want you to lose and blow your account. Don't want you to lose money. So it's up to you. You might do breakfast club and do two or 3 trades of Bas, and then you'll be able to do some other trades, like 3 other trades as well. Bas has got that big stop loss. And like I said, if you're happy with your trade, if it's in profit and you're happy with it, then close the trade out. Don't be afraid to close the trade. Thanks, Tom. Yes, thank you. I'm happy with the amount. I just click on it, close order, and I close with profit, and I'm done. I've closed it. I'm happy. I've made some money today. Look at some trades I've done. And this is just me doing some trades, doing some demonstrations. I might get mixed up with 6:30 is early. Yep, that's no problem. I know 6:30 is early. I have to get up and do it every morning with my team, but it's fine. Recently started my live and it's going really slow. Any advice, motivation needed? What I would say to you is, what I would say to you is take your time. It will happen. Learn the multi-fire strategy. Learn Manny's strategy. Manny's strategy is really good. You've got a powerful tool in the harmonic scanner. The harmonic scanner is a powerful tool. So what I would say to you is, and I think I've got one of my team members, I advised, I said, look, you've got to watch Manny, you've got to watch his sessions. He's got a boot camp. Now, Manny's boot camp is amazing. Manny originally did the videos that you watch, the 100, 200, 300 series videos. And what he did was he did it in a boot camp form. So you watch them like 8 videos, which combined a lot of these educations all together. So for example, let me go back to the main page. So you'll find Manny on the main bit here. He's in the top 5 educators, always there. But you can also go from find him on the FRX series. When you click on him like so, what you can do is go to your favorite sessions like so. So his favorite sessions there. And then what you need to do is scroll down like so. Wait a minute, it's just loading up. Sorry about that. You just scroll down with him, taking a bit of time. There we go. So you'll scroll down, you'll see here where you'll see, look, boot camp. I am Mastery Academy boot camp, course 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. They're about an hour, some of them about an hour and a half, but you know what? They are so worth it. They are so worth it. With the boot camp, the thing with the boot camp is, and I will say, watch the 100, 200, 300 series videos. He starts from the beginning, from the 100 series all the way up, because the 100 series video, you can see here, if I click on it, the first few topics. What is a pip? What is that? He goes into detail when it comes to that. So he goes through all the basics again. So he refreshes you, but you can see it there and then on a chart, and it's clear. I love these videos. I advise people on my team to watch these videos. You can see here, look, buy versus sell. This is in the education video, so you can watch that. You find it there. So in my presentation, like I said, if you see it like so, it does. There is a poster that we have. You can see here with the instructions of where to go, and you see the boot camp course 1 to 8. And look, complete the 100 and 200 series videos, and you can come onto this and watch those videos, and it's really good. Then you can learn his multi-fire strategy. And his multi-fire strategy is the next thing. I know I'm going over a bit, but I love this strategy. I know so many people, like I said, I've got people in my team doing it. Once you've watched the the bootcamp videos, you can find his multi-fire strategy videos. You scroll down like so. Here you go. Masterclass 1, 2, and 3. And then you watch the divergence video as well. There it is there. That's the divergence video. Once you've learnt that and you're trading with, you'll be trading like Manny. You'll be using the harmonic scanner, which is, like I said, an amazing, amazing tool. And you can find your own trades. Utilize Bas to develop your skills about placing trades, but take advantage of the harmonic scanner and use the other educators as well. All right, so thank you everyone for coming on. I really enjoyed myself today. I like the chat in the group, so I appreciate it. Thank you all again. Love the questions. If you have any other questions, feel free to message me. I'm in the WhatsApp group and stuff like that. I'm able to help you and give you some help and advice. And like I said, some of these posters are in there. The multi-fire one, which is amazing, gives you help and advice in finding that one as well. So let me just quickly find it before you go. And if whoever's introduced you to the academy, they will have access to these as well. Des puts them in there, and you can see we create the multi-fire one, which guides you and tells you what you need to do to learn the multi-fire strategy. Let me just load it up. There you go. So you can see the multi-fire strategy. Go through the masterclass 1, 2, and 3, like I've told you, and the harmonics divergence. Once you've learned that, so like I said, complete the 1, 2, and 300 series video, do the bootcamp videos, and you will smash it. Yeah, you will smash it. Great, great strategy using an amazing tool. One of my guys uses this strategy, and he's become very, very profitable. All right, thank you all again, and I'll speak to you all again soon. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a lovely evening. So enjoy yourself. Thank you again. All right, bye.